LSU hasn't been tested yet, but that's about to change fast. Oh, yeah. LSU is finally getting some competition after being criticized for their strength of schedule, or should we say lack thereof strength of schedule.
Yeah, cool. Yep, yep, yep.
Welcome to Club Hoops. This is a father-daughter women's basketball podcast. I'm Natalie.
I am Gregory
And
Franklin,
okay,
to be exact.
great.
What
And
that?
we have the same last name in case anyone's curious. Um, so we're here to talk about LSU. Happy New Year's Eve. This is the last day of 2025. Hate to see it go, love to see it walk away, to be honest.
It was a good year. It
It
was
was
a
a
good
good
year.
year. It was a good
Yeah,
year.
we had
I'm
a good
ready for
year.
it to be
Pretty good
over.
year.
But
Yeah.
I'm ready to be ushered into 2026. I'm ready for the holidays to be over. I'm tired.
Well, that I can agree because it's been a whirlwind.
It's been
It's
a
been a
it's
whirlwind.
been a time, child, a time. All good times, but all good times must come to an end to make
Yeah,
way for more good times. And that's what we're here to do.
yeah, yep, yep.
And
All good times.
LSU is going to have a good time in January as well because, like I said, they're finally facing some competition. SEC, some conference play is about to happen, and that's when we get to see what LSU's really made of. So there's been this narrative that, Kim Mulkey and her team, they haven't really played anyone. They're playing Antioch Baptist Church women's basketball team. They've played the Detroit YMCA basketball team. Kidding, of course.
That's just rude. That's rude.
San
That's rude.
Francisco City College, I believe, was on the schedule at one point. They've just been dominating. Like they've been averaging 108 points, but some might say, is that fool's gold? Can we really, really say that this is an elite team because they have not had elite competition? What say you, Dad?
Look, I recognize strategy. I recognize strategy, and you have a team. You have some new pieces on that team. You're building some continuity. Now, you haven't tested that continuity because you haven't played anyone to truly test it. But if Kim's strategy is we're gonna build continuity, get these ladies used to playing with each other before we jump into the deep waters, I can support that. I get it. Others, particularly non-LSU fans, others see that as strength of schedule issues, ducking the competition. But I look at it like some coaches have a strategy. I've seen that strategy before, by the way, and if that's what it is now, but the proof is in the pudding. These next few games in the early part of the year, you're facing ranked teams, four to be exact. And now we get to see if Kim's plan works, if that's her plan. I don't want to speak for her, but I understand. I can understand if this is what she's doing, and the reason that she's doing it is to build this continuity, build this foundation of a team, and now we'll test it.
Right. I mean, her message has been consistent with, she uses these games to build confidence. She uses
Right?
these games to fix things before conference play.
That's
She uses this game to, figure out where and how she wants to play her, I almost call them rookies, freshmen's. Um,
Yep.
and you said you've seen this before, and this isn't the first time she's been criticized for her weak non-conference schedule. Back in 22, she was criticized for the same thing, but if you all remember what happened in 2023, she won the national championship with
Absolutely.
none other than Angel Reese, featuring Angel Reese, I should say.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I liked your comment about, she knows what she's doing. This
She
is
does.
this is part of her plan. It has worked in the past, and everyone should just shut up,
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, others. You don't have to. And I'll use a poker analogy. When you sit down at a poker table, at a casino, card room, or whatever, you don't want to be at the table with the best players, right? You want to be hopefully one of the better players, if not the best player at the table to improve your win rate. And if you do find yourself at the table with it's a nine-handed table with eight others who are like world champions, I advise you to get up and leave.
Right.
Even though you may be good, you may be great, but that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is to win.
Right.
So in Kim's defense, she's like, look, there's some great teams out there, and she's 1,000% right.
Right.
One being definitely UConn, two being South Carolina. You can flip flop them if you want to, but and UCLA. I don't want to forget about our West Coast schools out here, but at this point, I don't need to be at the table with them right now.
Right. Right.
I need to work on some things. And now she's ready to go
Right.
sit back down at that table and get dealt those cards and play. So,
Right.
poker
Um,
folks, you understand that, but that's my analogy.
Right. In 2022, she was quoted saying, "We inherited a program that won 9 basketball games in 2020 and 2021 season. And if you think I'm going to go over schedule before I know what I have, that would be a terrible mistake." So,
Yep,
kind of echoing your poker analogy of like, hey, I need to see how we play, what I have before I just throw them in to conference play and all these tough teams. It's just how she prefers to coach. I don't think Kim cares about a record, right? I mean, obviously they're undefeated, right? Because again,
undefeated.
obviously they're undefeated, but I don't think that is the point of the scheduling in her mind. It's not so we can go undefeated. It's to, like you said, to strategize, to see what I have. I liked how she said to build confidence, and I think that's
Yep,
important too. Is they're going into these games very, very confident. Again, a team averaging 108 points.
yep.
So they haven't experienced loss. They haven't experienced adversity. I will say I agree with that criticism. So the only thing about that is I don't know how well they know how to adjust when maybe they are playing from behind or they need to pull away from a team. But that aside, they have all the confidence in the world. It's probably the most confident team. Well, next to UConn, probably the most
Yeah,
confident
yeah,
team
yeah.
in college basketball right now. So long story short, this is not accidental, and this is Mulkey's long-standing approach. It
And
got her a
also,
championship, so
I,
shoot.
I will add this as well. And I know you can get injured in any game,
Mhm,
right? No matter who you're playing. Like, so you could be playing, the YMCA and taking it easy, and you can get injured. This also acts as a form of load management as well.
mhm.
They played 12, 13, 14 games, 12 games, I believe, right now. And I am almost certain that her folks are not as worn down as like a UConn might be, because UConn has some tough competition in front of them. I mean, they've played some tough teams. They're probably not as worn down physically as the schedule that UConn is going through. So I would think that's part of her strategy in her mind, a little bit of, load management, if you will, that's going through her mind. But I get the criticism and I also get the strategy. So,
Yeah,
but the proof is in the pudding. We will see next month, if Kim's strategy, holds.
right. And she's managing the team's expectations and all that. And you brought up, injury,
Injured.
injuries that can occur. KK Arnold is injured from UConn. She has a fractured nose, basically. And obviously, we know they've been dominating. So, to your point, injuries can happen in any game. It's just a matter of how much you can prevent the inevitable sometimes.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think I liked your point about this schedule does load management. This schedule does not overexert the players. The schedule is, I don't want to say easy, but it's not strenuous, right? Or
Yeah.
as they used to say when I worked in the government, labor intensive. It's not labor intensive. Um, but I think the criticism is because, and again, I give Kim all the respect that this has worked for her and she's done it before. So it's not an indication of is the team elite or not. But I think that's the criticism. Can we really call you an elite team when you haven't faced elite competition? But I think their reputation, I think we can still consider them an elite team. I think they are still
And
a scary team. Even though
yeah.
they've averaging 108 points, that's still averaging 108 points. They still have great, I mean, Falal J. Johnson, Malaysia Fulwiley, the list goes on and on. Like they have a great team and obviously a great coach in Kim Mulkey.
Yeah, you look at the body of the work of the players, right? Flage, Malaysia Fulwiley, they're all great players. Okay, and you can't deny that. Kim's point is, how do I get these great players to play together
Right.
as one unit with the other players that's on this team, particularly in my bench. Let's not leave that out either.
Right.
I want to build bench confidence. Talking about building confidence. I want to build my bench players' confidence so that when I need them, I'm playing for I'm playing for the playoffs and I'm playing for a national championship.
Right.
When I need them in those situations, they're ready. So yeah, player for player, they have great players. The test becomes, can these great players rise to the occasion when playing a UConn, when playing a South Carolina, when playing a Texas? I'm even going to say Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is going to come with, I believe they're more half court focused. They're going to come and test them as well.
Right. I like that. Yeah, they're building chemistry, right, between the players and um all that jazz. So should we go into who they're facing in January?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
should we get into it? Because they play tomorrow, January 1st. Number 11, Kentucky at home. Kentucky is a ranked, obviously, SEC opponent and a strong interior play and post guard discipline. Although, again, I do think LSU should win this game. Um, no shade to Kentucky. I'm giving all the respect and honor to LSU. LSU is very disciplined. They have a lot of fundamentals as well. They can be a little more flashy though, obviously with Malaysia over there and Flauj. But I think this one will help die down the criticism. I think the criticism will soon cease after this game.
Well, I think, let me say this. Kentucky will slow them down. Okay. Kentucky will look to disrupt their tempo. Kentucky will defend on all three levels, from the 3-point line to the midi to in the paint. So Kentucky will test them.
Right.
Yeah, if you can win comfortably, it will slow down some of the chatter. If they're challenged and let's say LSU wins by, I don't know, 4 or 5, or let's say they lose, it will continue. The chatter will continue. All the naysayers will say, look, see, they're not that good. They were ducking real competition. But
Mhm.
Kentucky will challenge them defensively and from a tempo standpoint. LSU will look to get out and run. Kentucky will look to slow the ball down.
Mhm. And Kentucky's averaging about 81 points. And again, we talk to nauseum about LSU averaging 108. On January 4th, they face, mentioned this already, number 12, Vanderbilt, who is averaging about 87 points. Michaela Blakes is over there leading the way on scoring. And this game will be on the road. They will be entering a hostile environment. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be hostile. I just made that up. But it is LSU, so I expect Vanderbilt to show up and show out. So what do we think about this matchup?
So, uh, from what I see, Vandy loves to shoot the three. They love to pull the trigger on the three. So I don't know if we've seen LSU defend the perimeter from a team that is 3-point shooting team
A high
at the
level.
level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the volume in which Vanderbilt puts it up. So, 81 points, okay, that doesn't seem like a lot probably in today's three-point environment. But, they're playing teams that are Vanderbilt was playing teams that were pretty good and had pretty good defenses. So we'll see. I think LSU has to they have to strike early in this one. If they let Vanderbilt stay in it and it comes down to, under double digit points in the fourth quarter, under 2 minutes, there will be an extreme risk because
Yeah.
Vanderbilt will pull. They will pull up from three and they will start bombing, probably even more so than what they would do during the game.
Right.
So yeah, those are my thoughts on that game. But they're facing a 3-point shooting team, one that
Right.
really shoots the three.
Yeah. And Vanderbilt can absolutely win this game. So that will be interesting to watch. I'm going to skip to January 11th because this is the big one, Greg. Number 2, Texas, who has already beaten South Carolina. This is the biggest spotlight game of the season. They also play them again in February. They play South Carolina in February as well, but this will be the first time of the meeting this season. And we know about Texas, the depth, the defense. This would be a signature win for LSU. Do I think LSU will win? I don't. I don't, no shade. I just think Texas is playing amazing basketball this season.
As I said before, this is the test. The proof is in the pudding. Did I really build a level of confidence in LSU? Did I really build a level of confidence in my team to take on Texas
Yeah.
in Texas?
Yes.
Okay, Texas, that Texas fan base, that Texas crowd, is amazing, and
Yeah.
they will carry that team in periods where there may be some lows. So this will be the test. I'm not. Hmm. For me, it's a towing. It's a
Coin
coin
toss.
toss. A coin toss between Texas and LSU in this one. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think Texas is going to run away with this, and I don't think LSU is going to run away with it. I think the last team that has the ball will win. Pure and simple.
Right. And
Pure and simple.
I think LSU, what they have working in their favor, which will be great for this matchup, and Oklahoma, which we'll talk about, they're a pretty good size team, height wise. You got Michaela, with it, Michaela Williams, 6 foot, and she's a guard, and that
Mhm.
their guards
Mhm.
are pretty long and tall, and they have good size on the inside. So I think that will work to their advantage in a lot of these matchups. It just goes on. I mean, it just goes. What am I trying to say? It's just about physicality too, right? Texas is a
Yep.
really
Yep.
physical team. Again, I don't think LSU has faced obviously any physical teams because they've just been dominating. But I think their physicality will definitely get tested in the Texas game and in the Oklahoma game, because Texas too, they have size, they have depth, and they have extreme discipline. So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
the game everyone will be watching. They're averaging 93 points this season, by the way. So they're a high scoring team, much like LSU. I think the competition will be fierce.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
I'm looking for LSU to outrun the physicality.
Excuse me.
I'm looking for them to get their tempo. Their little
Sorry.
sneezing going.
Sorry. My
What's
bad.
going? I'm looking. Again, not speaking for Kim, but I'm sure they've been scouted, and LSU knows they're a physical team. But I'm looking for that tempo, that LSU tempo, to increase, and in a way that they outrun a lot of the physicality. Are you going to be able to outrun all of it? Nah, probably not. But certainly, hopefully enough for LSU to where it doesn't bog you down. So we'll see. It
That's
will be a great game.
That's such a good point. LSU does like to get downhill. They've got, I mean, obviously I talked about size, but they've got a lot of quickness over there. So that's
Very quick.
a great point. And number 8, Oklahoma, they play them on January 18th. This will be a good game too because you have the freshman phenom Aaliyah Chavez and the big inside Reagan Beers. So that's a lot of good matchups there. What are you thinking about that game?
Strangely enough, I see LSU winning this one.
Right.
Because remember, we saw them here play against UCLA,
Hmm.
and I don't think they match up well with an LSU in the style in which they play.
Okay.
Um, Reagan Beers, I loved her game. She was phenomenal, although they didn't win when they played UCLA here in Sacramento. But I don't think they match up well with an LSU. I mean, with an LSU. So we'll see. That will be very, very interesting. I think if LSU, they have this balanced scoring thing going on, both inside outside kind of thing, and I see LSU shutting down one of them, whether it's the inside game or the outside game. I lean more toward them shutting down what they would do outside. But if LSU can control their turnovers, limit Oklahoma's fast breaks, that phenomenal guard you mentioned, if they can do that, and they don't necessarily have to win the rebounding battle, but they have to be competitive in the rebounding battle.
Right.
Because that, as you know, decides second chance points. If they
Yes.
deny Oklahoma second chance points,
Right.
and I think they can, I because of the matchups, I actually see LSU winning this game.
And I want to be clear, this game at Oklahoma is at Oklahoma. It's not a home game for LSU, but the Texas game will be a home game for LSU. So Texas will be
Yeah.
entering the hostile environment that is LSU. I think
And if
overall, go ahead.
And if they can beat Oklahoma, that should stop a lot of it should blunt a lot of the criticisms because
Right.
Oklahoma is a nice team,
Right.
very nice.
I mean, I think all these teams, especially Texas, right? That's the main one.
Yeah,
If you could
yeah,
really beat Texas, that's really the one that's going to shut everybody up. Now, again, I'm not saying they don't have to win, but it's also not like life or death. If they don't win, I think the most they'll just hear, "See, you see, it's the schedule, it's the schedule." But I feel good about LSU's chances. Um, I still think, like I said, I think they're a great team. I'm just looking forward to seeing them having some competition because I think you agree with me. We like watching LSU play. We watched them play Duke, and they're just an exciting team. They're fun. They're
yeah.
fast. A lot of personality over there, including on the sideline with Coach Mulkey. I'm
Yep, yep,
excited to see these outfits that we're gonna get. These fits that will be thrown. It's exciting, and yeah, it's a way to LSU to shut everybody up. And I'm sure
yep.
Lil J will drop some songs. This month, January, the month of January. Also, Lil Bootsy came out to see LSU sometime last week. And Lil Bootsy is like the king of Louisiana. So that was nice that the king came out. It's like LSU has Bootsy and South Carolina has Plies. They're rappers. Am I speaking English? Do you understand anything I'm saying?
I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, but I don't. Does these rappers provide additional motivation? I'm
I
trying
think
to
they do.
understand.
It's kind of cool when Bootsy shows up to your game or Plies is at your game. Somebody out there gets it.
Okay,
Somebody
all
out
right,
there understands the significance.
okay. So guess all right. All right. I'll go with it.
Just smile and nod. So yeah, that's about it. We just wanted to tap in and touch on LSU and the competition they have coming up. Other than that, we hope that you had a great 2025. Good luck in 2026. We'll see you over there. Like, subscribe, share, comment, criticize. Tell us you love
We're,
us.
we're here for all of it.
We just need the engagement. Um,
Yeah.
Daddy, anything else you'd like to say before we get up out of here?
No, I think February will be just as exciting for LSU as
Yep.
January because we
Yep.
got South Carolina in February.
Right.
But by then, hopefully, some of the conversation around is LSU really a good team and all that good stuff will be talked about differently.
Right. Be hushed. A
Hopefully,
hush. A
hopefully.
hush that goes over the
Yeah.
crowd.
Either that or it'll be increased. One of the two.
What are the two
Yeah.
things are gonna happen, right? But either way, it'll be fun. So we'll see you guys later. We'll talk about more LSU and more women's basketball and more college basketball and all the things. Oh, and we'll also find out soon, I guess, if there is a WNBA season in 2026. We'll find that out
Uh,
too.
yeah.
Because that's coming up. That
Yep.
deadline. Mm. Alrighty, guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a great holiday. Bye.
Well,